according to Boyle's law, Robert Boyle states that the pressure of a given quantity of gas varies inversely with its volume at constant temperature. So, anong ibig sabihin nun? Medyo mahaba yung definition, no? So, anong ibig sabihin nun? Ibig sabihin yan that a volume is directly affected by the pressure at a constant temperature. So, we are going to perform an experiment that proves our theory. So, in this experiment, you will be needing this one, a 1.5 plastic bottle, so, or any size of plastic bottle, together with this one. So, I've got this from a worn out bicycle part, yung sa rubber niya. Tapos, ipapasok mo lang siya dun sa takip, and then, ito naman yung gagawin natin takip dito. Ayan. So, ganito yung inyong kailangan to prove our theory. Next is the balloon. So, okay lang na isang balloon lang. So, meron tayong dalawa dito. A ball pen. Mamaya, malalaman nyo kung para saan yung ball pen. And this one, an air pump. Okay, the first thing that you're going to do is you need to insert the balloon, an inflated balloon inside the plastic bottle. Okay, ito yung mga gagawin natin. Una mong gagawin is kailangan, try mo muna to. Okay? So, hindi mo siya mapapasok sa loob ng plastic bottle kapag may hangin na yung iyong balloon. So, it's very impossible for us to do that. So, ang gagawin mo is this one. Plate mo siya. Pasok mo yan dito. And then, dito na papasok yung part ng ball pen. So, hindi naman talaga buong ball pen yung kailangan natin. Kailangan lang natin ng daanan ng hangin. Tapos, pasok mo siya dyan. And then, saka mo siya i-blow. And then, yun na. So, parang magic pero hindi na. It involves science. Yan. Yun. Now, ulitin natin yung Boyle's law. So, the volume is directly or greatly affected by the pressure at a constant temperature. So, ibig sabihin, yung temperature natin is not going to change. So, yun pa rin ang kanyang temperature. So, tingnan natin. Now, ano yung sinasabing volume? Yung volume na tinatawag is yung volume ng balloon. Di ba kapag malaki ang balloon natin, mas marami kang mailalagay. Pag maliit yung balloon, mas konti yung mailalagay mo. Now, yung pressure naman na sinasabi is we are going to add pressure inside the plastic bottle. How are we going to do that? Dito na mapasok yung air pump. Okay? Natin dito, pambahan natin siya. Now, sa theory natin, if we are going to add pressure, then there will be a decrease in the volume. So, dapat lumiit yung balloon. Yun yung theory natin. So, by experimentation, tingnan natin kung yun yung mangyayari. If you're going to observe very carefully, ayan. Tumayo ka. Ayan. Okay. Dapat, lumiit yung balon natin. Na, medyo lumiit na yung balon natin. So, alam na natin yung dahilan dyan, no? Because we add a pressure, additional pressure in the plastic bottle. So, the balloon decreases or the volume of the balloon decreases. Now, tingnan natin, if you're going to decrease the pressure, what will happen to the balloon inside the plastic bottle? Natin. It's growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. Okay? So, kanina maliit yung balon natin. So, dahil binawasan natin yung pressure, nadagdagan naman yung volume ng balloon. So, ito yung sinasabi ni Robert Boyle, no? So, it is the relationship between the volume and the pressure. Okay? Back to you, Sir Pops! Alright. Hi everyone! This is your Sir Pops again making another video tutorial. So, we're going to have a problem solving on the Boyle's law. Problem number 1, a scuba diver needs tank in order to provide breathing gas while he is underwater. How much pressure is needed for 6 liters of gas at 1.01 atmospheric pressure to be compressed in a 3-liter cylinder? So as I said earlier, this is a Boyle's law problem. Boyle's law. Okay? So according to Robert Boyle, the relationship between pressure and volume of a gas is inversely proportional. So means to say that if we have a higher volume, we will be having a lower pressure. If we have a lower pressure, we will be having a higher volume, or vice versa. So in this case, in this problem, we are going first to identify the given. Okay? So in this particular problem, the given is, or the question is, how much pressure is needed for 6 liters of gas at 1.01 atmospheric pressure to be compressed in a 3-liter cylinder. So, these are the given. And the formula that we are going to use is V1, V sub 1 times P sub 1 is equal to V sub 2 times P sub 2. So, we need to identify what is our V sub 1, P sub 1, and we need to identify what is our V sub 2, P sub 2 in the problem. So, in this case, 6 liters of gas at 1.01 atm. So, this would be our V1 and P1. Okay? So, our V1 would be equal to 6.0 liters, and our P1 should be 1.01 atmospheric pressure, or the unit is atm. Now, for our V2, it should be 3 liters. Now, our P2 is missing. So, using this formula, we can calculate for the missing part. So, according to the problem, according to the question, how much pressure is needed at a 3.0 liter cylinder? Okay? Now, let's look at first the possibility of getting the correct answer. For B1 and P1, we have 6 liters, 1.01 atm. Now, our volume was reduced from 6 liters to 3 liters. So, what is it that the problem is trying to say? What could be the possible answer in the pressure 2 or the P2? So, our P2 will supposed to have, since this one goes down, the volume goes down, means to say that the pressure will move up. Okay, let's continue. So our pressure should go up. It should be higher than 1.01 atm. Okay, let's calculate. So we are going to replace the values V1, P1. So our V1 is 6 liters, 6.0 liters multiplied by 1.01 atm equivalent to V2, which is 3 liters multiplied by P2. Okay, so you need to divide both sides of the equation by 3 liters. 3 liters so that we can cancel this one. Okay, so our P2 would be something like this. 6.0 liters times 1.01 atm divided by 3 liters. And according to my computation, now our P2 is 6 times 0.101 is equivalent to 6.01 liter atm divided by 3 liters. So let's cancel the L. So what will remain is atm. Our P2 is equivalent to 2. Am I correct? What could be the possible answer? 2.02. 2.02 atm. And that's how you answer the problem in the Boyle's law. Now, if you're going to look at the answer, we have a higher pressure because our volume gets lower. So, we need to have a higher pressure because the volume goes down. So, we have a 2.02 atm higher than 1.01 atm of P1. And that's how you answer Boyle's law. Okay, let's continue. Let's have problem number 2. Oxygen gas inside a 1.5 liter gas tank has a pressure of 0.95 atm. Provided that the temperature remains constant, how much pressure is needed to reduce its volume by 1/2? So let's meet first the conditions of this problem. So there are something like this. How much pressure is needed to reduce its volume by 1/2? So means to say, we are going to reduce or divide this 1.5 liter into 2 because it said it is reduced by 1/2. So later on, we're going to do that. And the formula that we are going to use is this one, B1. Again, this is again a Boyle's law problem, equal to B2 P2. Okay? So, let's start. Now, our B1 and P1 or B2 or P2 should be a given that is paired together. So, let's have 1.5 liter gas tank and has a pressure of 0.95 atm. Okay, dear students, your 1.5 gas tank pressure and 0.95 atm, you can put that in the B2 P2 side or B1 P1 side. So for this problem, we are going to name it B1 and P1. Okay? So our B1 is equivalent to 1.5 liters and our P1 is equivalent to 0.95 atm. Now, our B2, we need to meet the condition. So, our B2 is reduced by 1/2. Volume is reduced by 1/2. So, 1.5 liters divided by 1/2, 1.5 divided by 2 means we have a 7.5 liter or 0.75 liter. 0.75 liters. Now, our P2 is missing. Now, let's look at the problem. So, our B1 is 1.5. It gets smaller. It drops to 0.75 liters. So, means to say that our pressure, it gets lower, that our pressure should get higher than 0.95 atm. Okay? So, that is our possible answer. Now, let's solve for the problem. Apply the formula. So, B1, P1. So, 1.5 liters times 0.95 atm is equal to 0.75 liters times P2. Okay? Divide both sides by 0.75 to cancel the 0.75 liters. 0.75 liters, and our equation should be look like this. Our pressure 2 is equivalent to 1.5 liters times 0.95 atm divided by 0.75 liters. Now, let's answer that. So, our P2. Now, the answer to this one, 1.5 liters times 0.95 atm is 1.425 liter atm divided by 0.75 liters. The answer is 1.9 atm. Now, if you're going to observe the answer, since our volume gets lower, our pressure will get higher from the B1, P1 portion. So, from 1.5, it becomes 0.75. And then from 0.95 atm, it becomes 1.9 atm. And this is what Boyle's law is trying to say. If we have a lower pressure, we will get a higher volume. If we have a higher volume, lower volume, we will have a lower pressure. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Nice. Pause.